My name is Will Donovan. I work at Yale MSc, which is part of Tsinghua University in Beijing. I'm also visiting faculty at BIMSA in Beijing and Kavli IPMU in Tokyo. My work is in geometry and its intersections with physics and algebra.
I'm Giovanna Carnovale. I'm a professor at the University of Padova. I've been a PhD student in Utrecht University, and I've carried positions in Paris 6 and Cergy Pontoise, and as postdocs, and then Antwerp, Rome, Tor Vergata, and now I've been working in Padova for many, many years. Yes, I work on especially Lie theory, Hopf algebra theory, algebraic groups, and representation theory, but also all the possible connections of these theories with others. So the activity of the school will be say a union of different strands, and we are trying to connect different strands of related mathematics that are that haven't always been addressed together. And so we will have, on the one hand, some courses that are introductory for the people who are not experts, and leading to a more advanced course at the end of the week. But at the same time, we will have some exercise sections, and we also want the people to interact. So we will have a poster sections for the people who want to present their work. And at the end of the week, we will try to have a question and answer session, or we certainly will have a question session. The answers, it will depend on all the participants.
Yeah, to echo that, that it's exciting to bring people together from different fields. The focus of the workshop is around perverse sheaves, which are sort of in the middle between algebra and geometry. They always have been since they were discovered around 1980. And what's happened in the last 10, 15 years is an application of them to categories. This goes by the name of Perverse Sheaves, and it was interesting to me because it connected my work in categories, derived categories, with this field of perverse sheaves, which for me as a geometer has difficult algebraic aspects, but this has been a sort of bridge. I've learned a lot, and it's been exciting to see young mathematicians working in this area in the last 5 or 10 years. So we're excited to continue that, and we hope people will apply from all over for that reason. So on perverse sheaves, well, where to start? I guess just to step back a bit and start with local systems. So this is something that it's possible to visualize when we have a continuous family, for instance, of lines in space. You can think of this as a local system. You can do this in higher dimensions, and one important property of this is that all these members of the family are the same. But when you look globally, you can get interesting things like monodromy. So again, in a Möbius strip, that would be a classic picture of this. If you've seen a Möbius strip. But Perverse Sheaves go one step further. They're adding some special members of the family. So in that case, if you had a family of lines, then you might also have members of the family that have higher dimension, dimension 2 or 3. So these perverse sheaves um, allow you to do that, and they turn out to be very useful. We've said algebra and geometry, but specifically in representation theory, so this theory of mathematical symmetry. Um, and um, that has for a while been augmented by this idea of categorification. Um, and that's where we replace these well, vector spaces like a line or a higher dimensional vector space with a category. So we're adding more structure, and that gives um, various sorts of insight. Um, so and that's the starting point. But different speakers and different organizers are coming at this from quite different points of view. As ever in math, we all have our different ways of thinking about this. I can speak for my own, but an exciting thing about a school like this is we all get to share our viewpoints.
Okay, so we expect, first of all, we expect to have probably different kind of participants. So the outcomes will be different according to who they are. So from one point of view, as we'll explain, we plan to put together people who have maybe a different background, who have been exposed to perverse sheaves, but have been working more on the, I don't know, the categorification of them, or they have a background in representation theory and are more attracted to perverse sheaves because of that connection. So we expect from so one of the first outcomes I would like is that the people who are experts on one area or the other will be exposed to these other areas and say broaden their point of view to realize that there are different applications and different methods that can be used. But at the same time, we expect that there might be people who haven't been super exposed to perverse sheaves and their categorification. And so it's not realistic to think that within 1 week they will master these theories, because they are really very rapid developing. So there is a huge amount of work on that. But I think that the outcome in this case will be to have really a guided tour. So we start really from the basics in the first days, and it will be very fast. But I think that people will have sort of a I don't know, a lonely planet to for their further exploration. So for the newcomers, I would expect that they get a more insight on how to handle this theory and what to look at.
Similarly, I'm excited to bring people together who've been looking at it in different ways. And one aspect of that, I hope, will be the poster session. So, for instance, PhD students who have a project in progress or completed, they can present that informally, and that's always fun because of the diversity that you see. And also, with a school like this, as it is intense for PhD students starting out, I would hope it can be like a seed. I remember when I went to schools like this. Well, I'm still like reading the notes from them 20 years later, um, uh, because of the density of that material. But everyone gets something different out of it. I guess also to say, for me, being based in China, especially in the years of the pandemic, it was difficult to travel, uh, well, to and from anywhere. So it's exciting for me to be involved in something like this that gives more opportunities of that nature.
We mentioned a lot about the content, but I think that also the method, the fact that we put together people from all over the world and from, in fact, different continents, I think this is also important. What I also expect as an outcome is that people get together and know each other. And I think that this is also a seed that is important. I think that when I was young, um, it has been crucial for me to meet other PhD students with whom I started projects later. And a few of these people, and many of these people are people I'm still in contact with. And I mean, it's connections you made. It's giving the possibility to young people to start their own network, not only depending on their supervisors, but really their own independent network.
Mm. And I think, if I can add, this field is especially rich with opportunities because it's quite new. Categorified perverse sheaves in particular, there aren't that many papers written about it. And I think there are a lot of projects that people can get into relatively easily as junior researchers.
I think the idea that came when we were together, Francesco Esposito, Francesco Sala, and me, and we were discussing some connections of the work Francesco and I were trying to do with other areas of mathematics. And we started to realize that there were so many interesting connections that it should be a good idea to bring it to the world and to give young people the possibility to be exposed to them. So then we realized that there were other people with similar interests, and so we got in touch with Will, and we got in touch with Martina Lanini from the University of Tor Vergata, and we proposed to organize this school, and everybody looked excited about it. So yeah, I don't know, Will, what is your story?
Yeah, I think often in math, these things come together through network and connections. I was not aware that Tsinghua was part of Venice International University, so was happy to hear about that from Francesco Sala, I think, and it's a great project and a good opportunity for us to see things we're interested get promoted in this way.
Maybe we haven't said that Venice is a wonderful place for those who haven't been there. And I've been in San Servolo already a couple of times, and it's really an amazing place. So maybe we didn't stress that also being able to do great mathematics in a great place is different than doing great mathematics in a horrible place.
And yeah, of course, there's something very valuable, even though well, we could run this whole thing over Zoom, I guess, but there's such a value in coming together and concentrating and a sense of place. And yeah, I agree. Venice is a great bonus there. So we encourage people to apply. There are some fellowships, scholarships to assist with costs. So please get in touch with the organizers if you are interested.